Good morning, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's educational series, Classic Returns from Rosewood Hotels and Resorts. We have just a few housekeeping items as we begin. All listeners will be muted during the presentation, so please use the chat box located to the right to put in any questions that you'd like to have answered at the end of the presentation. Additionally, all of the attendees for the webinar today will be entered into our drawing for a 2-night stay at one of the presenting properties. We will announce the winner in a follow-up email after the presentation is completed. We'll send that in the email. I would like to go and share the introductions with you. Today, I am your presenter, Angela Goodell, in the Global Sales Office. I work with our leisure agents in the central and southeast part of the United States. Additionally, we will hear from Stephanie Chang, who is with the Carlyle and Rosewood, Washington, D.C., Lee Scott from Rosewood, London, and Brad Simmons from Rosewood, Little Dix Bay. Here at Rosewood, we call our tagline Rosewood Sense of Place. And what this means is that the way we differentiate ourselves from our competitors is we work very hard to incorporate what is unique and different and special about the culture of each and every destination where you will find our properties. That is something that we feel is very unique and different. And I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit of an overview regarding the collection. Of course, many of you are familiar with us, like the Carlyle we'll hear about today and all of their fabulous updates. Our original property, which was the mansion in Dallas. Many of you may know of Las Ventanas al Paraíso, well known for their romance. So again, just touching on that special sense of place, we feel like that's something terrific that we can bring for your guests. In Europe, of course, we have the 3 properties presently open, and we have quite an exciting lineup of future properties coming in the next few years. And then as we move on to Asia and the Middle East, you're going to see we have a great number of properties. We opened Rosewood Hong Kong and Bangkok and Guangzhou this year, which is exciting for us. And then we have quite a few coming in the next few years. So lots of excitement here at Rosewood, and we're excited to have the chance to share those with you today. And I will hand over to my colleague, Stephanie. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela, and thank you everyone for joining us today. As some of you are very familiar with the Carlyle Hotel New York, we are a very iconic property, opened in 1930, located in Upper East Side on 76th Street and Madison Avenue. We're in a great location because we're walking distance from Central Park, all the luxury shopping, and the Met Museum where the annual Met Gala is held. We're away from the hustle and bustling, but only 15 minutes drive from Midtown on 5th Avenue. At the Carlyle, we have 190 accommodations, and we have started a very, very exciting renovation last year on all of our rooms and suites, which will be redesigned by Tony Shi, who also did our Rosewood London and Hong Kong hotels. So within all 3 properties, we will see some resemblance in our new design as well as decor. What you see here is really our recent renovated guest room with murals inspired by Bellman's Bar, showcasing Central Park and also very residential feel in our new decor. We want to keep the Art Deco style and the real DNA of the Carlyle even with the renovation. Keep in mind, this is a comprehensive renovation. So with our guest room starting at 350 square feet and suites starting at 600 square feet. So you can see in this picture, even some of our guest rooms will have partial view of Central Park because of our location. And also a lot of adjoining options are now available with our new rooms and suites. So our junior suites can even adjoin up to 3 bedrooms. And our full renovation of the guest rooms and suites will be complete by next year. And we're currently working on our towers where our top suites will be located with those beautiful view of Central Park and New York City skyline. A sense of taste. We have 4 outlets available for our travelers, and recently our main kitchen was updated. So we have now a new menu available at the Carlyle restaurant, which offers American cuisine. Cafe Carlyle, which some of you are very familiar, is a legendary supper club where Woody Allen still performs with us every Monday. Purchase of tickets is required in advance, and Woody Allen tends to sell out on events. So I will highly recommend securing the tickets once our calendar is out on our website. And Currently, we have Mario Cantone performing this week if anyone is in town in New York. If you're interested in seeing our upcoming performance, please feel free to check our website, Cafe Carlyle, where you will see the upcoming performance until end of this year. Bellman's Bar, of course, offers lively jazz music every evening along with signature cocktails. It is a local favorite, and I will highly recommend visiting for your travelers when they're in New York City. And lastly, the gallery is where afternoon tea is served along with casual dining. We have our festive events calendar now available, so I could definitely feel share with anyone that's interested. A sense of wellness, the Sicily's Paris Spa and Eastery Salon is our main spa and salon on property, where they offer different treatment options, and we can definitely arrange any trips in the suite as well. Fitness center is available 24 hours for our guests. And lastly, our sense of adventure, our concierge can recommend a variety of activities for travelers or any restaurant recommendations. So being in Upper East Side, we offer a picnic in Central Park. Right now is the best season because during the fall, beautiful leaf changing in Central Park. And also we could arrange any private tours within museums or any kids-friendly activities. Currently, we have more Rosewood promotion available exclusively for you. So please keep us in mind. If you have any guests coming in town, they will receive 4th night complimentary for any room types, and it will be available until the end of this year. And as you know, I also represent Rosewood, Washington, D.C. So moving on to this property, we are a gem in Georgetown located right on the canal. We're in a great location because we're right between 2 universities and walking distance to the waterfront park, shopping, and restaurants. We're also 15-minute drive from the White House International Mall in case any of your guests are interested in seeing any of the museums. In this property, we were recently reopened from a renovation on our public space, including our restaurant. We have changed the furnishing of our library, where you see in this picture that we offer coffee and tea throughout the day for our guests in this space. We have a total of 55 accommodations, and currently we're working on our 6 townhouses next to the property, which will be available by early next year. So as you can see here, the townhouses offers an apartment experience for your guests, and they will have a full kitchen, a backyard. It is a 1-bedroom townhouse, which could accommodate up to 3 guests at a time. It's a great offering for any extended stays or families coming in for graduation or reunion weekend. Our guest room starts at 350 square feet, and because of our location, our premier corner guest room offers beautiful view of the canal and with a lot of natural lighting. So most of our guest room will have beautiful view of either the city or the canal. As mentioned previously, we recently renovated our restaurant, which is now Cut by Wolfgang Puck. It is a bar and restaurant concept with open kitchen, and they also provide a raw bar. So with this raw bar, it offers a contemporary twist on the classic steakhouse, and we do have a beautiful cut above, which is our rooftop that offers drinks and light bites with a beautiful view of the Capitol. A sense of wellness. We offer spa service, which can be arranged in our room through our concierge team, and our fitness center as well as pool are both located on a rooftop. So you could already imagine our pool has an indoor and outdoor infinity style facing the style of the view of Georgetown. Last but not least, a sense of adventure. There are a variety of activities available in DC, and we're walking distance from the County Center, which is a premier performing arts center, and also where the Opera House are located. So we have a lot of activities available within the area, and they offer couple tours, and our concierge team can definitely assist with any recommendations and arrangements. This is all for the updates for the Carlyle as well as Rosewood, Washington, D.C. And now I'm going to head over to my colleague Lee Scott from Rosewood, London. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie, and good afternoon from London to everyone. Thank you. I'm excited to spend a little bit of time explaining more about Rosewood, London. So Rosewood, London is centrally located within the city. It's a perfect destination for a wonderful stay within the city. All of the top tourist destinations are within anywhere between a 7 to 20-minute walk from the property. The hotel has amazing transport connectivities from all of the major airports and also from the London Underground and bus services also. Within the vicinity of the hotel, there's a huge array of shopping, museums, and specifically dining options also. So Rosewood London has been here now since 2013. We have the original building was purpose-built as an insurance company's headquarters. So it's a very grand building and has an amazing arrival experience into a beautiful private courtyard, and still has some areas of the property that reflect the heritage of the building. So we have 263 rooms and 45 suites, and an amazing selection of restaurants and bars. Within the rooms, we have rooms starting from 330 square foot. They're very contemporary and comfortable in their design. We have an amazing selection of interconnecting options, some family rooms as well. We have from the 45 suites, there are a variance of different sizes, connectivity options, and they start from 721 square foot. They're very residential in their style and layout. And they all come with a butler service. What you can see here is our newest suite, which is called Lincoln House. It is now our largest suite, just over 2,700 square foot in size. It has a large, as you can see, large open plan living and dining options, and has the opportunity to connect up to 7 bedrooms. Within Rosewood London, we have some amazing options which explores our sense of taste. Our main restaurant, Holborn Dining Room, is a British brasserie serving a lot of British classic dishes. We have a private dining room called the Pie Room. It's a working kitchen during the day, so you can interact with our chefs, and then in the evening you can have a private dinner there. We also offer amazing master classes, so you can learn how to make these wonderful pies with our team. And we also offer a children's option as well. Scarf's Bar is a destination bar that's now number 55 within the 55 top bars within the world. It has live music every evening with a various kind of genres such as jazz, and specifically has an amazing cocktail menu which has a musical theme. So it's a wonderful place to kind of spend the evening in its entirety, or perhaps do something pre or post theatre, or before you venture out into the city. And then lastly, we have the Mirror Room, which where we serve breakfast, lunch and dinner, but it's specifically the home of our afternoon tea. Our afternoon tea is inspired by various art collections that are taking place in the city. So currently we have an Anthony Gormley, afternoon tea theme. So he's a structural artist, and our cakes are representing some of his work with a little bit of a twist. Within Rosewood London, we can obviously take our sense of wellness quite seriously. We have an amazing spa with 7 treatment rooms, a couple suite included. There's a fitness suite which is available 24 hours. We have personal trainers on site, so should you wish to have a bit of a personal training session, as well as having the a specially catered menu, we can arrange that during your stay with us. And there's also a hair salon on site, but we can also offer some in-room options for your guests as well. The hotel's location really is in a very central part of London, so you can really experience the lively markets that are within the city. The top museums are all within a walking distance. You have the #1 tourist attraction, the British Museum, 10 minutes away. We also have a really smaller boutique museum called the Sir John Soane, located right behind the property. You're so close to the theatre district, making it really easy for you to be based and getting around to all of these. Whilst on property, we also have some master classes, as I mentioned earlier, so you can really understand how to make the pies and the different pastry elements that we have. Now, we also have the largest gin bar in London. We have over 600 different types of gin, and we do amazing master classes, so you can learn a little bit more about the history and the taste, and have a bit of an afternoon learning more about that as well. Now I'd like to hand you over to Brad Simmons at Little Dix Bay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Lovely to meet you all. Delighted to to announce the reopening of Rosewood Little Dix Bay very shortly. We will be, after 4 years, we'll be opening in January. We're actually taking reservations as of now for the 16th of January onwards. And hopefully we will have a confirmed, finalised opening date in the coming days. So just from a location standpoint, we're based in the British Virgin Islands. We're just on the southern part of Virgin Gorda. We actually opened back in 1964 after Lawrence Rockefeller found this incredible piece of land and really wanted to sort of create a sustainable and very eco-tourist resort. To get to Virgin Gorda, the best route is through San Juan. And then you take a little trip across through to Tortola, where we will then meet and greet and take you on a 20-minute boat journey to the bay of Little Dix Bay. From the US, so from the East Coast, you can also fly direct to St. Thomas and then get a water taxi or an air taxi across to Virgin Gorda as well. The resort itself, as I mentioned, when Lawrence Rockefeller developed this resort back in the 60s, it was really about creating a beautiful resort that really blended within the environment. We are now opening with 80 rooms, suites, beach houses and villas. 79 of those units actually run along the half-mile beach. So they all have ocean view, and they literally have anything from 10 to 20 steps onto the beach and into the ocean. As you can see with the rendering on screen here, you really do feel like you're a part of the 500 acres and of this beautiful sort of paradise. We do have one unit, Villa Joy, which is a 4-bedroom villa that sits up on the hilltop. It's about 3 minutes away from the resort itself by golf buggy. What that gives you is a full elevated view of the whole 500 acres and is pretty extraordinary. The accommodation itself, with the launch of the new Rosewood Little Dix Bay, we are actually opening with butler service across all the accommodation. So you will be met by them as you come in on the boat, and they will be taking you to the accommodation to do your check-in process. As you can see by the design here, we've really gone back to sort of that mid-century modern design. Very residential in style, very much in the Rosewood way of things. Lots of locally curated books, artwork, little trinkets that have been made and designed locally by children and so on. We have that very open indoor-outdoor kind of living across all the accommodation. What you're looking at here actually is one of our new categories, and that's our 1-bedroom pool suites. We have 7 of these. And it almost looks like an infinity pool almost going out to the ocean. But this gives you a great example of the type of decor that we're going to have across the resort. A sense of taste, we're keeping it local. We really want to keep it sustainable. We have 3 main restaurants, the Sugar Mill being our international tapas restaurant. So very, very focused on local seafood. Big family-style dishes. We've got beautiful original cocktail trolleys from the 60s that will be brought to your table to make up your Negronis and your painkillers and so on. The pavilion, for those of you who've been to the resort previously, that really was and is the hub of the property. That is going to be a restaurant now influenced by the cultures that have inspired and influenced the Caribbean over the years. African, Indian, West Indian, European, lots of slow cooked kind of dishes, very warm, very cozy. And then the rum room will also be based there. So you're going to have a great eclectic mix of international rums, some gin thrown in there as well. And then this picture on the screen is the Reef House. It's our farm to table concept. We will be creating our own chef's garden. So we're going to be growing our own herbs and salads and vegetables. And this is a restaurant that's really going to be it's going to adapt to what we're sourcing at the time. So whether that's locally sourced pork from the local farm, some great local lobster, but very colonial in style and very much a bistro type restaurant. The spa, this is a phenomenal spa. We have 8 treatment rooms that are all built into the cliffside. As you can see, you can lay there, have your treatment and look out to the ocean. We're actually working on a concept where we will then escort you from your treatment to your accommodation whilst having a walking meditation. So we extend that whole experience for you. A very brand new fitness center with yoga, Pilates, boxing, HIIT training, 7 tennis courts, 2 tennis pros, and 2 outdoor pools as well. So very much about your mind, body, and soul. And then, of course, Centre of Adventure. This is arguably the sailing capital of the world. So we want you to experience that. We want you to be in the water. We want you to be on it. We want you to go around the islands. We will have every activity that's not motorized. So we will have a diving school, snorkeling, sailing, paddle boarding. We will do island drops where we take you and your family or your partner and put you on an island for a few hours with a bottle of champagne and some food. We have an incredible array of hiking and running trails. And of course, we want you to go and do a bit of a bar hop around the islands, you know, go and see some of these incredible places like Soggy Dollar and Foxes, and really just experience everything that the BVI has to give you, and what is really one of the last touch places on Earth. It's truly remarkable. So yeah, very excited about reopening. We're almost there, and watch this space. I'm going to hand you back to Angela, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Okay, so just again to recap, we're just listing all of our attendees today and presenters so that everyone will know who to reach out to if we can answer any questions for you. Just checking to see if we have any Q&A questions coming up from any of the attendees. Let me pause just a moment so you could please fill those in.
Hi, Angela. We actually do have a few questions, and I'll go in order for the properties that presented. So for the Carlyle, do you guests have special access to Cafe Carlyle tickets, or is it just the tickets that are shown on your website?
Katie, this is Stephanie. To answer that question, we do not have special tickets, but however, we do prioritize our guests that are staying with us. So definitely, if you have any guests that are interested in attending Cafe Carlyle or even Woody Allen performance, please do reach out to me and I'll try my best to secure tickets for them.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then for London, what would you say are the 2 to 3 major differentiators for the property that we can keep in mind to share with clients?
Specifically, the arrival experience. We've got a beautiful private courtyard, which just really sets the property apart from other hotels. It's very safe, so as soon as you arrive in a taxi or an Uber, especially with children, you can get out quite comfortably. Our doorman can help you with all of your luggage, etc., as opposed to being on the middle of the street. I think location-wise as well, you know, everything is within walking distance. We've got some amazing itineraries that our concierge team can share. Specifically ones for children, for art lovers, or for people more on the culinary trail. You know, there's some amazing options quite close by to the property for those willing to walk.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Lee. And then for Little Dix Bay, what would you suggest the best time to visit, and what's the average length of stay for a guest?
Best time of visit, well, the high season tends to be mid-December to the end of March, mainly because of the holidays and so forth. But ultimately, even from April through till the end of June, a good time to go. July and August is where you'll get a good deal because you're suddenly going into the low season then. But, the most popular does tend to be the first quarter of the year. Average length of stay, it's about 5 to 6 days.
Okay, great. Thank you. We do have a few more questions. I think we have a bit more time for. So for the Carlyle, since the renovations are ongoing, is there a way of guaranteeing a renovated room at the time of reservation?
So currently, most of our available rooms and suites are already renovated. There's just only 10% of those still have the original decor. So definitely please contact me. I will definitely make sure to assign them to a renovated suite or rooms if it's available.
Okay, great. And for London, do the family rooms have double beds or queen beds?
The family rooms have queen beds, and they also have a few options for interconnecting also.
Oh, great. Perfect. And for Little Dix Bay, last question. Can you speak a little bit about the weather and humidity during the seasons?
Yes. So certainly, I mean, the highest sort of humidity would be sort of July, August. Obviously, you're beginning to go into sort of the rainy season then. It's very, humidity is very high. And then, of course, we will always close from the sort of third week of August through to the beginning of October. So that will be an annual closure. The most sort of pleasant time of year, I would say, is really that the sort of March through to May, June period, where you're still hitting great temperatures of, you're going to test me now in Fahrenheit, but around about sort of the late 20s Celsius, with about humidity of sort of the 40–50%. So it's a very, very pleasant time of the year to go. The water's still beautifully warm as well. So.
Great. Thank you so much for all your questions. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go through all of them, but they will be directed to the properties, and the properties will answer directly via email to those who asked the question. So I'm going to hand it back to Angela to close out.
Wonderful, thank you. And as the slide says, thank you everyone for taking your time to join us today. We really do appreciate your business and your support of Rosewood, and we look forward to working with you very soon. Thank you again, and have a great day.
Thank you.